OnePlus 60 is already kind of a good flagship phone. Like I've said in my reviews earlier that I like OnePlus phones. I've been using it for last 2 years. But 2019, there are going to be three different phones from OnePlus. OnePlus 7, OnePlus 7T and one more, OnePlus 5G phone. It's going to be a separate one, again a flagship, but with support of 5G. So OnePlus 7 is not going to have 5G and I'm not too worried about it. There are certain things though that I want in OnePlus. What are those? Before we move forward, make sure that you subscribe. If you are new here, subscribe and that bell icon. So my first expectation from OnePlus 7 is that they should bring back 3.5mm jack. I don't know anything. 3.5mm jack is a must. Yes, even in 2019, I think at least in India, we should have it. Display, I think it's a pretty decent display. I don't want it to have 2K or 4K. Full HD is fine with me. The size 6.3, 6.4, 6.5 inch, perfect. But the notch, yes, with OnePlus 60, OnePlus got a water drop notch. I think they should lose it. Yes, I want a bezel-less OnePlus 7 and I'm okay with a punch hole camera for selfie or a dual display. I don't mind that, but that's not going to happen. Punch hole is fine, but no notches please. Processor, obviously Qualcomm Snapdragon 855. Yes, that should be and that will be. And yes, the McLaren Warp charge must be there. 20 watt charging is old school. 30 watt or even 40 watt for that matter. Super warp charger. Yeah, 40 watt is what I would love to have on OnePlus 7. Two things that have been missing on OnePlus 60, OnePlus 6 and all the previous OnePlus phones. Yes, I am talking about IP rating. Finally, it is time for OnePlus to understand that it's a flagship phone. It needs to have a minimum of IP68 rating. We have been asking OnePlus for a long time and I hope OnePlus 7 brings it. And along with IP, there is another feature that never makes a mark on OnePlus devices. I'm talking about wireless charging. Come on OnePlus, you need to give it to us. By the way, if you're loving this video, make sure you, yes, like this video. Let's talk about RAM. I'm sure OnePlus is going to get, they've already with McLaren edition, they've got 10GB RAM. But I'm fine with 6GB version and 8GB version. But OnePlus is going to get 10, 12. I don't know. But I just don't mind. I mean, whether it's 8 or 10 does not really make a difference. Because OnePlus is going to come up with a different, separate 5G phone. I don't think OnePlus 7 is going to have it. And again, I don't care because we do not have, especially in India, we do not have a 5G network. So why do you need a 5G phone? There's at least we are 2 years away from 5G network being deployed. Probably 3 years. I'm fine. No 5G on OnePlus 7 and that's okay with me. One feature that I love, alert slider. It has to be there, it was there and it will be there. Thank you OnePlus for that. Talking about battery capacity, I'm fine with it. Yeah, 3700 milliampere hour is good enough with dash warp charging. Perfect. No issues on that. If you want to increase, good. If don't decrease it. And now let's talk about camera. Yes, I think OnePlus 7 will have the 48 megapixel flagship Sony sensor, which everyone is talking about nowadays. I just hope they put it at the back as well as at the front. And yes, OIS, EIS has to be there. But what I really expect is optical zoom. If OnePlus 7 will have about 3 to 5x optical zoom, that will be awesome. And wide angle. OnePlus, can you give it to us? Just like Mate 20 Pro. Those wide angle photos just add so much to your camera and I hope that OnePlus 7 has it. One more feature of camera, slow motion. I am perfectly fine with 480 FPS. I've been using Mate 20 Pro for last 1.5 months. 960 FPS is just for 1 or 2 seconds and you cannot adjust. I don't think that is functional, but if OnePlus 7 can have 960 FPS and you can adjust where exactly I can slow the movement down, that will be awesome. Not just leave it and hope that you get the right slow motion. And yes, let's talk about color variants. You know, with OnePlus 60, they bought in that lovely, beautiful color called Thunder Purple. And I think OnePlus should experiment more with colors and they should bring in more of those gradient colors like that Thunder Purple was. I loved it. And OnePlus 7 needs more of those. And finally, the OS. I've already said this earlier. I am impressed with Oxygen OS. My favorite amongst all the other UIs there are on Android. But let me tell you, there is scope for improvement, there is scope for refinement. It is already seamless, but OnePlus can work on it, and I'm sure OnePlus 7 will have a better user experience with a better Oxygen OS. Price. Yes, now OnePlus is firmly in the premium segment. And so I am hoping seriously that OnePlus does not go beyond 40,000. You know, that 35 to 40,000 range, that is the sweet spot, and that's why a lot of people are buying these phones. If it goes 42, 45, 47, I'm not sure if OnePlus is going to get those many sales as much as they have got for OnePlus 66 and earlier versions. So if you want to be at the top in premium segment, keep it at around 35 to 40. The base version around 36, the upper version around 40. That's what I hope. But you know, I'm not too sure it's going to be about that. What do you think? So friends, that's about it in this video. I just wanted to let you know my expectation about OnePlus 7. I hope I am near, and I hope that OnePlus listens to this. Friends, that's about it in this video. Until next time, keep tracking.